the red buff go, but, you know, they didn't, so... There were a lot of other issues, obviously, but they continued to snowball themselves down the hill. Like, they were in the snowball rolling down the hill, and their head kept bumping into things, and it was bad. Let's go into a Game 4 draft, where maybe they could change that. As the draft itself had holes, but it wasn't the worst, and you and I have been talking about this in every break. We're like,
Morik.
See Yorick coming.
Yeah.
Not maybe for the rest of the series.
How far do they want to go on the Morgan bans? Because you don't have to stop at Yorick. The question is, you know, what else does he have in his arsenal that you really feel scared of? So they're just going to ban the Poppy here instead.
Yeah, it's like, I think Yorick is enough, is probably what they've decided.
Yeah.
As the closer, Akali will also be banned. Maybe they're looking for a potential Yone first pick here, because that's otherwise been their go-to. Well, so many picks gone now, including the Talia. It can be a little bit tricky. Maybe they're just looking for a first pick Yone, and maybe they'll pair it with something like Sejuani. As the Azir continues to be banned, Yunara continues to be banned. I think Yunara has to be banned for the rest of the series because of the Wukong. She wasn't nerfed really on this patch, except that some of her bugs that were causing her to do too much damage were taken out. But she's still incredibly powerful. That Yone I mentioned is where they go. Just draft adaptation here from Nongshim. And now, do you find a way to get a Sejuani angle to take it away? Because the pool is thinned out enough to where that's it's kind of a stronger jungle pick right now that you could pair with other things.
Go like Jack Sejuani. I mean, it feels like there should be other stuff that's higher tier.
Yeah.
But
like Maokai is still an option here, and they're going to do that. So that's a great answer into the Yone, and they'll grab Ziggs, which is technically a flex pick, but I think likely going to the bottom lane in this situation. As with no Orianna, we're still looking at a potential Nocturne pick. Can be very good into Maokai, as you could just spell shield his Nature's Grasp and walk through it, and then give your team a path.
You can do that. You could try to close the gap on a Ziggs. If you still have your spell shield, you can't satchel away, and it can make his life pretty difficult, especially from ahead. And it just feels like a pretty high tier for what's left as well.
Yeah.
So I like the pick here for Gideon.
A lot of side lane power that something like a Lee Sin, which is also a viable option here, that wouldn't give you. And the Sejuani wouldn't give you. As Jace. I haven't seen this pick in a while.
What's that, champ? Last time I saw this was Arcane.
Well, last time we saw Jace, we were talking about how Morgan was avoiding playing it, and it was a big problem for Bro in round 1. That was the highest tier top lane pick. It was banned in every game. And when left open, Morgan couldn't play it, but he's going to be playing into it. So Tristana mid, Ziggs bottom lane is likely the lane setup here. That's what I would expect, but we will see.
Yeah. Keeping it flexible, technically, as both these champs can go mid and bottom, but...
Could see a lot of passionate Bro fans really
some reactions.
Pressure, yeah.
Oh, I was just talking about the Mel bottom lane from CL. Challenger League player played it. It was Slayer from Hanwha, or was it Hanwha?
Slayer, yeah, Hanwha, I believe now. I can check that. As he was a Kwangdong player originally, if I'm not mistaken. I commentated him back in Kespa Cup.
I have it right here. Let me just double check.
Yeah, DN Freaks. I say Kwangdong, but...
So it was. It was alongside of Quantum.
So, I mean, they need magic damage. At least that's the game plan here with Bro's ban. Also works really well with Jace poke. So, Bard also taken away. There's so many different types of lanes that Jiu can play here. And I think one of the safest ones is to go for something really deep in scaling, like Azeri. If you go for Smolder, though, like which is a Jibu favorite, you lose lane really hard to either of these champions in the bottom lane, so it's not really a strong option. As Jax will be the follow-up here, which I think is a great option into the Jace and with the Maokai that you have set up so easily.
Yeah. Seemed a little stressed about that.
Are we just playing
Victor Bomb?
bottom lane?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. And when I say that, I actually do know, and I don't like it. I just don't think it's a good idea.
I don't like that they really
damage.
need AP.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Gio can play this, but, you know, you can match range with range and just say we're going to play AP as well.
All right. The Victor Blitzcrank bottom lane.
Yeah, that. I don't know about that, but, you know.
Take Lehenz's cooking gloves away. This composition, to call it a composition, I feel like would be an insult to compositions of League of Legends, but it is interesting for sure. As here's the Rakan pick, and I think that might mean that like we're actually going to see the Tristana go into the bottom lane and the Ziggs mid. As you know, it's a risky pick, but it's so easy to like in the 2v2 into Blitzcrank, but it's so easy to follow up on Maokai's engage and set up the Jax for success here. And you can actually get pulled, but even if you do, you can get out their grand entrance. I say that, it ends up being the Ziggs in the bottom lane. Kind of a funky matchup we have here. We're bringing back the awesome dudes in this one as we're kind of locked up on scaling 80 carries. And, you know, even with all the engage gone, they're like, I'm not playing Zeri here. Not doing that. Like, Ruler is like, that's the freest Zeri angle I've ever seen. They're like, nah.
Maybe in playoffs.
Awesome dudes.
Maybe in playoffs. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's happening at Challenger League. It's happening here in the mostly Rise play-ins outside of Nongshim.
For those of you guys who don't know, Jiu is the Korean name for Ash in Pokemon, like the Korean version of Pokemon. So
yeah.
That's why that Pikachu was there, said, do it for me, Jiu. A wide Pikachu. All right, this is going to be a fun game. This is what Fearless was supposed to be for, Valdez, right? Yes. Victor bot lane.
That's why play-ins is so much fun, and you guys should watch more of it this week. Game 4 starts now. Alrighty, game number 4. Didn't expect to have this after games 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But we've seen crazier things happen. This has happened where a team just is very flat at first, and then all of a sudden they finally begin to play the game, and it becomes very even, and they get a couple of wins, and all of a sudden, and you know, the first couple of games don't matter anymore.
It's interesting that we have, you know, awesome dude versus awesome dude, like 2 AP bottom laners with teleport in this game, because it makes the matchup feel a little bit more even and fairer, as you know, the way these AP champs are designed to interact with each other is very viable in another lane as well, right? But what's interesting about it is that, like, and I mean the mid lane, what's interesting about it is they both have supports now that interact with each other in very different ways. Like, you could use the Blitzcrank hook into the knockup to set up the Gravity Well to actually get a stun and kill someone, because that's kind of a weird new combo that people have never really thought about. Well, not really never thought about, but like we haven't really seen in pro play. And then you have this mid matchup here, which is a very common AD matchup between the Yone and Tristana. And if you turn the clock back to last year, like we saw this all the time, actually.
Yeah.
As Lehen's at level 1, he's gonna skill the punch.
Okay. I mean, it's level 1. He's gonna potion up. He's just trying to put on some pressure, just trying to be annoying.
The Ziggs in bottom lane is quite common. Like, this is a very normal AP champion to see in the bottom lane. We've seen a few games of Victor here in the LCK. We might get the stat of it. I think it was Ophelia who played it for Gen G that one time. Will probably be the person who comes in and shows up on that stat, if I'm remembering correctly. Because he subbed in for Gen G and was like, I'm playing Victor bottom.
Ooh, nice sidestep from Jiu.
That was really clean. Might have been he played Syndra, actually. I know there was a time where we had Syndra in the bottom lane sometimes.
Yeah.
I think it was Victor, though, that he played. We'll see if the stat team...
Or Cassiopeia. It's another one we had from time to time.
Ophelia, I got it!
Ophelia!
Yeah, I remember that game. It was super weird. It did not work at all. He got completely crushed.
Versus Teddy. Yeah.
Yeah, I just have that, like, that game etched into my brain.
That was the day Wolf lost all hope about awesome dudes.
Yeah, I really like it, but
outside of 6.
The thing about some of these picks, like if you go for Syndra bottom, which was niche, we saw that in like LCS for a while. When you get out of the bottom 2v2, you can have lane pressure against the enemy 80 carry, or awesome dude, but normally 80 carry with your scatter and your combo. You can clear waves pretty well. But Victor, same kind of idea. You're not going to be looking to kill a Ziggs in the 1v1 in the mid lane probably, but you can just constantly clear waves and can function as a wave clear into I'm joining team fight in the mid lane after you get out of lane, so you don't hurt the side lanes. But also, you can side lane because you're Victor, and you can push waves, and you have a lot of different options. This is a tough matchup to play out. Morgan is going to get a nice trade back at least, but he's got a massive wave here he needs to catch.
Took a lot of damage from the minions. But he's got Dorn Shield, he's got cookies. I think he's actually fine. Goes in for a nice trade there on top of the last one.
Yeah, after the Shock Blast and Acceleration Gate were used and it just completely went wide, he seized that opportunity. And will stabilize for what looked like a very, very tough situation. This is not fun for the Yone early. Unless he can get in there and get a good trade, it's very difficult because you're just simply outranged. You can see the CS here is not favoring the Yone as the Tristana just kind of harasses him and annoys him. It gets easier once you get a few items, but otherwise you're just sitting on your Doran shield.
Yeah, taking a beating, but not much that he can do. Just kind of sitting there.
You have to be really calculated with how you want to use your Q3s. Like you can see Calyx there was like, just gonna go back with that one.
Found a cool little angle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like went up, went backwards. Kingan's having a fun time just farming it out on the Jace. It's been a little while since we've seen the Jace, as we talked about before. It's funny that how we get deeper and deeper into Fearless, we just go back and back in different metas.
Yeah.
We're just like, oh yeah, this was meta back in the day. Like we can play this probably. It's not as strong now, but funnily enough, when the champion kits are the same and they only received like a small nerf and kind of fell out of the meta because of that, they're still pretty good. They're just not tier 1.
Yeah, it's not a bad. Like, each individual part isn't bad, and sometimes we get into Fearless, but how they work together.
Yeah. How about this comp, Wolf?
It's like
Nongshim comp. How does this one work?
Well, it's like you built a clock with cogs from like 7 different other clocks. And so like
it's a lot of clocks.
As long as the cogs can fit together, it'll run. But it is certainly not working as intended because like Victor never really gets to play with Yone unless Yone is in the top lane, right? But now you have this comp where you have Yone engaged for a Victor, so the fact that your support is Blitzcrank and more binary because he's based on whether his hook hits or not, you kind of have a little bit of extra engaged tools. You still have poke in this draft because you have the Jace and you can clean up with the Victor. There's just not a lot of stability in it. Like, what's the Nocturne setting up for? You know, where's the Nocturne combo? You can get in the backline, you can kill that Ziggs, you can try to spell shield through the Maokai ult like we were talking about. But when they pick the Nocturne, I don't think they were really thinking this far ahead as to how the composition was going to look. Otherwise, they probably would have picked something else.
Yeah.
Like a Sejuani.
It does kind of feel like that. Yeah, the Sejuani, I think, would have made this a lot better. You have great setup for the pick. You've got setup for your your 1.5 melee champs, right? You've got a front line, an actual front line. I think you're on the money there with that one, Wolf, as well. He's going to go in as the first blood will go to the Jax, though, as in comes Lehens trying to help out, but now a TP from Paulo as well, and now Lehens is all by himself. And a bunch of damage goes to this Blitzcrank. They don't quite have enough to take him out. The pull goes down on a Kroko, but he is Maokai. It's now follow-up here potentially, but not going to stick around.
I don't know what to say about this one. Kingan has no TP, obviously, so he's taking a long time to get back. They're trying to hold this wave, but they're losing a lot of time and health as they do so. Like, look at what Gideon's doing. He's losing his jungle to Kroko while he's trying to help a Blitzcrank hold a wave so the Jace can get back. And then, like, if we I guess nobody died, so... no, Kingan did die.
Yeah.
My brain broke from that. Like, Kingan missed his shockwave, and the only thing, like, he missed his shockwave so badly that my brain was like, it's a bait. Like, watch his shockwave. It's a bait, sure.
Yeah, it's a bait.
And I'm like,
yeah,
okay, it's a bait. Like, sure, Gideon's coming. They have the TP for Lehens. Unfortunately, you're still a low-health Jace. They're going to get you. And then this Nature's Grasp keeps Lehens away and buys enough time for Paulo to TP in. And this fight extends so long with Lehens and Gideon trying to buy time, and eventually Croco's just like, well, I'm going to take your jungle, and I forgot King and died in the first place.
Yeah.
And yeah, he died trying to set that up, I guess. Big win for Bro, though.
Baited him. Well, this time Gideon says, I would like to take 3 grubs. And he's going to get their 3 grubs. And maybe that helps them. You know, they've got a Jace, they've got a Yone, even a Victor, potentially.
It's so wild that this game, it's still obviously very close. We're only 9 minutes in, it's only 1 kill over to Bro. It's like 500, 600 gold in the difference. But this game could be decided by like a rogue blitzcrank hook on a prio target. And like, that's it, bro. See you in the lower bracket. You know, that could actually happen in such a high stakes match because of the wonkiness of this draft.
Maybe that's why they picked up Blitzcrank. They're like, I don't know what this is. We just kind of threw a bunch of good champs together.
Lehens does.
Let's get Blitzcrank.
Lehens does have a tendency, doesn't need to go for a little bit of the single target, got him champs.
Yeah. Maybe he thought the Maokai was on his team.
Yeah, that was a combo he pioneered.
Yeah.
But Blitzcrank Maokai, or Maokai Blitzcrank.
Man, Sejuani would have been so.
Sejuani is like.
It would have been so good.
Like,
flash in from Paulo. Kingan's in a bit of trouble, but he's just going to flash away. Gideon's here. And now we got the supports, or rather one of the support going to come in as Lehens is, well, spotted. So nothing really amounts from that.
The thing is, I've loved all of the Bro drafts thus far, as Croco might not be done here. I think he should be.
Yeah, I think he's done.
Yeah,
Yes, you're
Croco's
done.
like,
you're
we're
done.
done
Go
when I
back.
say we're done.
Go back to the jungle. We're not done. Okay. In goes Lehens. That Shock Blast actually going to hit. There's the knock up into the hook. The small silence, and in goes the Nocturne. And the pick potential of this comp.
There you go.
There.
All right. All you had to do is hit a knock up into a Q, pull that target back, and the Nocturne gets on. You got to recon. And his summoners. Even though he almost actually pulled Gideon into his death, so Gideon had to flash. But I guess that's how it works. That's how the comp works. Lehens solved it for us. And so we'll watch it again. A big group up here for Nongshim, obviously. And as you and I kind of suggested, maybe they should have been done. And, you know, it looks like maybe a little bit of baiting here by the jungler on the Bro side. Sticking around, Croco's like, I'm not done. And they hung around and didn't leave the turret, and then Lehens got him. So, the Blitzcrank, so far, 100% KP.
Yes.
We're cranking it up a notch, you could say, in this early game for Lehens.
You could say that.
So he blitzed him on that one.
You definitely could say that.
Yeah.
League of Legends Blitz.
I wouldn't say that. You could say that, though, as you'd say. But I don't know about. Well, this was a good try, though.
Yeah.
We are going to now look for a potential pick onto Hype without Paranoia. He has Flash, ult for clearing the wave, and also his satchel, so I think probably no, probably not.
Yeah. Probably back off of that one.
Yeah, no, they agree.
Should take our advice this time. And they say, yeah, you're right. There's the hook. Morgan is still Jax, but not going to avoid the damage from the Victor.
If you think about it, I'm like, the crazy thing about this comp is outside of the Maokai, I'm like, he's still, every champion has mobility. Zig's still got Satchel, still got Rocket Jump, still Recon, still Jax, but he's getting the hooks now. He's getting those tools. And they're starting to snowball this game a little bit. Not going to backfire here, this recall placement, surely.
No.
Oh! Totally fine.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh, no.
Oh, nearly got him.
Yeah. Level 10 Calyx over level 9 Closer, who's about to be level 10. So not really the biggest deal here.
I am constantly told by the coach interviews that we have, as Hype is going to be Ziggs here for a minute and get a bunch of plate gold. And Kingan actually, because his follow is here, he needs to be very careful, but we'll clear the wave. We're constantly told and reassured, Valdez, that every team scrims Deep Fearless drafting. Like, that's what I've been told. But every time since Fearless has been introduced here in Korea, I haven't seen any evidence of that. As here we go.
All right, they're pretty deep in the jungle. This Maokai might be in some trouble as 3-on-1. Not going to be good, but he does buy a lot of time. In comes Palu trying to secure the situation. The Ziggs bomb over the top, and it's actually Nongshim running away. Kingen isolated on the top side. Meanwhile, Jiu's just, you know, casually pushing the top lane.
Yeah, side laning, top lane, bottom lane, Victor. As
he's got 3 grubs.
He does, and he is getting worked on. He's getting a lot of gold. He's scaling. +1 plate.
The Victor?
He's got 20 seconds left on that. He's going to get that plate. We're going to TP Yone.
Is he okay?
I don't... Yeah, I think so.
It's 1v3. He's going to go unbound, but he's stunned under the turret, and the damage onto a stunned target from a Ziggs is going to be incredible. Here comes Gideon, but it's just satchel down, as they didn't expect the Ziggs to satchel the turret. But now the hook comes in, and actually it's the Maokai who goes down, Krako. And a very strange kind of secure there on the turret.
Yeah, I just wanted to go back to my earlier point, and it's not actually a point to try to trash LCK teams' prep for best of 5s, but you can see a very clear difference in how methodical practice compositions look, and then watching stuff like this, where it's totally freestyle. Everyone has a certain level of mastery of the champ they're playing. I'd say probably the least of the which would be the Victor, obviously played by Jiu in this game, because that's something that you've definitely played, obviously, but you don't practice that much. Everything else is like, everyone plays Yone, everyone plays Nocturne, etc. It's just this comp where you're like, hold on, we got a defend turret with a Yone and a Blitzcrank, and Nocturne's coming over, but he doesn't have ult because we used it in the last fight, and then the League of Legends just gets a little bit weird. Like, Korea is known, and has always been known as a region that masters compositions, knows the top tier, and is really, really good with said mastery of small amounts of compositions and champions. Whether you mix it up like this, it gets to be a little Rise group in here, and that favors Bros. They're gonna have a TP flank.
TP flank is good. The hook here onto Krako is not going to be great. He gets low, but that's not the best target. In goes Gideon. He's all alone in that backline. He's still doing quite a number, but I think eventually he just dies, though he will take out Hype with them, and takes a while to go down. As meanwhile, they were able to take down the Ziggs, and it's just a 1-for-1.
All right, bud.
A little 1-for-1.
Herald is up. Alex wants more than Herald.
Palu gonna be caught out, but celestially opposed, but not to the shock blast. Takes it to the face.
After so many misses, after so many baiting shock blasts, he didn't bait anyone there. He knew exactly where that was gonna land, knew exactly where that Rakan was headed, was able to predict it and blast him off the rift.
All right, now, round 2, Electric Boogaloo. They didn't quite have any smite, obviously.
On Lehens?
Lehens wants it. Lehens absolutely wants it. Kian's going in. He's going to have to flash away. Didn't even have to go in. You could just let it go. But no, they won't. They're continuing to go on this fight, as now Lehens is going to be isolated.
Gideon picks it up.
Does flash away. Yeah, Gideon just kind of swoops in. Gets it at the very last moment. He's very healthy here. As the max range hook is going to come in from Lehens.
Where's the damage?
Morgan, so low, just walks it off.
I mean, both Gio and Calyx are up on the top side pushing to try to get that turret at the same time, so they can't actually kill the Jax. The Redemption Snipe is going to miss. Good read by Calyx there. The turret is saved, so they didn't even get the turret. They could have gotten the free Jax instead, but Morgan's still going to maintain his perfect KDA in this game. And then the Victor that's a bot laner is going to TP mid, because it's the time where bot laner is supposed to be mid. He's been in the top lane for most of this game, as this fight is just incredibly scrappy. Obviously, the Nocturne using the ult into the backline onto the Ziggs is what he wants to do in almost every scenario. The problem is his team can't follow up, so he isolates himself. Yeah. So Jax over there, and it's a weird comp, and then charging the Q3 here just to set up Morgan with the ult. Morgan's perspective. Got him. But then...
Kingans.
Oh, sorry, Kingans, yes.
Yeah.
But
also
then,
a top laner.
But then, like, this fight gets super messy, and you can see Kingen and Gio are like, oh, we have so much damage here, they're low. We gotta kill this Tristana, though, because if the Tristana lives, she cleans up the whole fight and gets resets. We're not done.
Yeah, another hook here, Palu. It's weird that Palu's the guy that keeps getting hooked. He's the one playing the Rakan.
Yeah, this is... I mean, I guess they just keep catching him in weird situations like this where there's no peel, there's no follow-up, and he's just trying to clear vision. And now it's just going to be a free Herald drop because it was secured the eye. They're going to grab Herald and use it to also now look to secure this Dragon as...
We're going mid.
Yep, going to grab another charge in that mid-outer. As I just don't think there's any stopping this Dragon.
He went for the outer route. Does this still hit?
Yep.
Oh, yep. Gonna pull it off. Just barely. Nice corner taking, but
yeah,
that was very good.
That was very clean.
Not his first time.
No, certainly not. The build for the Victor, by the way, going for Luden's Companion first is going to add a little bit of extra oomph and burst to this as he just gets caught on the retreat there.
Yeah, that could have been anyone.
Yeah, legit.
He's just trying to ward. He's just trying to like get something down, but it's good warding and good setup from Lehens.
Palu does have teleport now on this Rakan. Looks like he was looking for a back there. And I think he will complete it. He'll probably look for his tier 2 boots right now. And some tenacity that will be much welcomed, I think, with the state of what's been happening to him in this game. So, what is the state of the game here? 300 gold the lead for Bro. The Tristana is scary. Like, before I watch these fights, I think even if you kill Hype in these fights, the Tristana is becoming such a menace that in scrappy fights where it's just not clean and health bars go to half for everyone, that's exactly where Closer wants to be, man. He wants to get just one kill, one reset, and just rocket jump through the team fight and clean everything up. And if Hype just gets a rotation of spells and an ult off, that might be enough to get everybody low. And then if you're Yone and the Nocturne ult is down, it's hard to lock down that Tristana, actually. She can play very safe, and as we get more and more levels online for Closer, it becomes a bigger and bigger threat. I kind of like the game state here for Bro, but again, it's really hard to quantify the game state right now. Kind of a wild one. We're tied on Drakes. Neither team got the double dragon. It's Chemtech Soul, so who knows how many dragons we even really care about for the rest of this game. I think Chemtech Soul favors Bro's composition quite heavily, but it's still decent for Nongshim.
I feel like in such a weird game like this, tempo vibes favor Nongshim, actually, because they have Blitzcrank. Purely, that's it. I'm like, everybody's kind of in a weird spot. All the fights are all over the place, and what? Is he shiny?
Because he's kind of like a shiny robot. Like look at his head, man. It's got like a shine mark on it right there on the champion portrait. You ever notice that?
He is very shiny.
Yes.
Well polished, you know?
Because I think what you're describing doesn't sound like a tempo vibe to me. It sounds like a late game pick into WinCon.
Oh.
Atlas should be very upset. Because tempo vibes
when
is
you're
just
talking
like,
about tempo
cool.
vibes,
it's cool. Like, Blitzcrank's cool, and it's
not
very
supposed to actually talk about stuff in the game, Wolf.
Yeah, but I thought that's what you meant.
Uh-oh. Just trying to clear some vision, and there you go. The tempo vibes coming on in, and Lehens is able to get yet another one, and everybody's joining in here. He can't avoid everything. As finally, Calyx is the cherry on top. Are we already crying? We're getting ready for Otacon.
I take it back. Maybe they do practice this calm. Are you seeing the lineups I'm seeing? Are you seeing that shock blast going over the wall? Are you seeing this? The Yone ult over the wall? Palu.
Okay.
You seeing that?
I saw it. Flash. Unfortunately, I did. Uh-oh. Hook gonna come in. It's again onto the Maokai, and Lehens is like, oh god, I'm running away.
It's a huge ult.
Everybody gonna get caught up by that. Actually, every single person. Closer. He wants the resets. He might just get it on the G.U, but the plant.
Oh, Valdez, I don't think he would have died, but it looks like it was about to be.
I don't think he would have died.
Valdez on hate watch.
I was ready to be angry, but then I saw the damage and I was like, oh.
That kind of fight right there is gonna exactly what I was talking about, where I think it favors Bro, but maybe they don't hook the Maokai, and then everybody's like lined up perfectly to get hit by it, as we're just gonna start Otacon now off the reset here. No vision for Nongshim. I think they're starting to realize this could be a possibility. G.U susses it out.
Yeah, ETP's in here, and Gideon's just getting health on the Raptors. This might just be a flip. Actually, the damage is coming on in. Palu's getting pretty low. Lehens is over the wall. Getting in on the King and gonna zone him a little bit, but now the Paranoia's up, and they might just be able to burst this one. Calyx not able to do it. It goes over to the mouth guy. Krako with the good smite. And now the damage is coming in. Super low health bars here on the side of Nongshim. And the Tristana and Ziggs are getting massive value alongside of Morgan on this Jax. Just hopping onto everyone. It's a big team fight win for Bro.
I think Bro fans are probably holding their breath on that Otacon call and probably holding their breath right there as well as another almost Maokai hook does connect. But the risk pays off, Valdez. And the satchel from Hype that interrupts the setup there for Calyx is such a huge moment in that fight that Tristana now completely online. And Bro, take a 2.3k gold lead, take the Otacon, go back to here, and almost rather not. But this is the Palu attempted engage, and then Lehens is like, I'm fishing for trees. Gets this, but then this perfectly allows Nature's Grasp to isolate them, and then this is the scary moment where like the Tristana is like, I'm ready to play the game, and they're like, woohoo, I'm flashing out of here.
Yeah.
Like, he's so close to getting a kill here onto Gio. If he could set up that charge earlier and ult after, he probably does. And then the Yone unable to impact the play. Watch Calyx here. Something was happening in live.
Yeah.
Satchel messes him up, and he just cannot look for the ult the way he wants to, and the whole team is waiting for that moment for the follow-up, the big Yone ult that just never comes through. He's just ruined by the Satchel.
Yeah. The Satchel generally used to get away, to escape, but if the Paranoia is used and the Nocturne doesn't go in, I mean, you're not really at any threat unless Calyx gets the perfect angle, but guess who he had his eye on? It was Calyx.
And it's these moments for Hype in these really big objective team fights, like the one that he took on the Jhin to get him to this series that could really respect. Like he may make errors in 2v2, he may make errors in the mid lane when he's trying to farm, but in big team fights, he has come up large, and that's what he was famous for. Late game team fights. We're 25 minutes into this game. He's not playing Zeri, he's not playing Varus, he's on Ziggs. But he saved that last fight, got Bro and Otacon, and now they are 2,000 gold ahead. I'm trying to turn this Ziggs advantage into a larger one. Tristana plus Ziggs, by the way, for killing turrets. It's a match made in heaven.
It's beautiful. We used to see it all the time. And look at this with the Maokai setup as well. And the boom boom damage over the top from Hype is disgusting. That's going to be 3 kills just like that. Bro are running the Rift now.
Starting to feel like we're going to 5. As Kingan's got some additional time here in the side lane, we'll be able to trade this for an inner at least, but they may just simply lose the Baron. No one to stop them here, no Paranoia. Gideon alone doesn't even have Smite. And that's just going to be another big Bro objective. Is Morgan even looking for a potential catch onto Kingan, who actually stops here before going into the Tri-Brush, which is wise. And that's a Baron. That's more gold. It's doubled. Now up to almost 5,000. IE picked up for the Tristana, and to me, Tristana at this point with IE, with this comp and the game state, that is checkmate. That is the end of the game. The engage here from Paul are phenomenal. They just have so much damage, and resets for Tristana means Closer is just going to have a highlight reel after this one. Feels good.
Yeah. Imagine playing Victor there and you're like trying to avoid the Nature's Grasp, and then you just get ulted by Rakan and die immediately. Like, that's supposed to be the long-range poke that matches the Ziggs. Instead, it just dies and does nothing. You don't have a real front line.
Hated.
Okay. Yeah, no, he's fine. He's got the whole team there. Kingan is on a mission in this game.
I mean, Kingan, since the last series of Legend Group, has just been like, you know what? I'm just not going to be with those guys. I'm just going to keep pushing.
Free grubs?
And, like, he just got double inner by just not grouping as this team, which has, with this Victor, pretty good wave clear. Feels okay. It's complete glass cannon Victor build that he's gone for with the Companion into the Horizon focus, and now is just going straight into Death Cap. So he does a ton of damage and is about to be massive in team fights if he can survive long enough to use that damage. Because what kind of is happening in a lot of these team fights is 2 Rams crashing their heads together, and then the Maokai ultimate seems to be a little bit later and a little bit more impactful, and then Tristana is just like, I don't care, I kill whoever's near me. Your late game Victor scaling is not going to matter.
They have zero answer for Tristana.
Exactly, and
it's either they land a hook and hope it doesn't get buffered, or
Morgan on the flank.
I don't know. Here we go again. Morgan is on the flank. He's pretty far ahead, but guess who's very far ahead of his team? It's Ju. He's going to be isolated, taken out. So is Lehens. And just like that, I mean, all you got to do is press one R button on Maokai and you're winning.
This is when the dread really sets in for Nongshim fans as well. Like, how is it possible
They're remembering.
after 2 games of insane leads to toss it away, play Victor bot lane, and just get totally destroyed here? And what will be our 4th game going to Bro?
Who had the 3-2 bro pred? Someone had that. Maybe it was on the Korean side.
I think it was a Korean
It was
pred.
like Cloud Templar. Somebody had it, I'm pretty sure. It's looking real nice right now, I'll tell you that. Maybe the comp looks better in Game 5, we'll have to wait and see. Well, this is one way to get the Tristana. Will it matter, though? I'm not sure. The wallets are pretty heavy here on the side of Bro, and in fact, they are just able to play front to back. Morgan, they have so many other carries, and they'll get the job done for sure. Calyx gonna go down, and so will the Nexus. As Morgan, all he's got to do is ignore the Victor. Instead, he's going to look for the kill onto the Victor. Takes it down, 8-1 and 8 on the Jax. And Bro stomped Nongshim in Game 4.
And Pony and Atlas, there were 2 3-2 Bro Predators. They are both feeling great about the Bromentum right
Scrapes.
now. Silver Scrapes